So we may have some unexpected visitors here tonight. I didn't even know there was a fire burning in West Flagstaff, but it's where my friends Donna and Mike live. And so Donna said when she left for work this morning that the fire was out, but it's a super windy day, so it must have been down and then it picked up. So anyway, normally we have this ready, set, go system for evacuation. Ready means it's time, hold on. Sorry about that. Donna just sent me a text. She got stuck in traffic. Anyway, so ready means when your neighborhood is on ready, it means that you could have to evacuate at some point. So you should be thinking about what you would pack up in your car and, you know, all that kind of stuff. You should be thinking about it. When your neighborhood goes on set, that means you start packing your car. Like you're not going to wait. You start packing. And then when you're on go, that means it's time to go. So the first alert that we got, we have a county-wide alert system, and the first alert we got, they were on set, like they skipped ready. And so I sent a text to Donna and said, you guys can come here. And they have 2 dogs and 2 cats. I said, we'll put our cats in our bedroom, we'll put your cats in a guest bedroom, and then we'll just let the dogs run around and play. And she said, I didn't even know. So she wasn't on the alert system. So anyway, and then within 15 minutes of the set alert, I can't even talk. They were on go. And so I called her and I was just like, Donna, you got, like, she was at a doctor's appointment. I said, you have to go now because they may let you into your neighborhood right now, but if you wait much. Sorry about that. Another alert came in. So I just said, if you wait much longer, they won't even let you go in to get your animals. So anyway, her husband was working a ways away, like 30 minutes away. So he started driving back, and then she left her doctor's appointment and got stuck in construction traffic on the freeway. And so anyway, they're both almost home. And she contacted her neighbor, and the neighbor said that their neighborhood at that point was not evacuating. Right next to them is a neighborhood that's more in the trees, and that neighborhood was being evacuated, but they just sent 2 more alerts saying, you know, like in such and such an area that's being evacuated. So they may be included in the evacuation area right now. So I don't know. But I'm guessing we're going to have Donna and Mike and their 14-year-old daughter and 2 cats and 2 dogs joining us tonight. Monica's gonna love it to have their dogs here. You know, their cats will hate it because they'll be in a strange house in a room. My cats won't love it, but they'll be in the bedroom at our house, so it's not like it's gonna be a big deal. So yeah, man, every day, like except for the monsoon season, if we actually get a monsoon with rain, that's about the only time of year when we don't have fire threats in our city. Even in the middle of winter with snow on the ground, things can catch on fire. So anyway, I have been talking to both Donna and Mike about stuff to be thinking about when they get home, because you know your brain goes into frantic mode. And so just, you know, like I said to both of them, whoever gets home first, I said, walk into your house very calmly, very quietly, find each of your cats and put them calmly into your car, and then be frantic and grab whatever, because your dogs will follow you, but your cats hide under beds, you know. So Donna and Mike, their neighborhood is on, well, their neighborhood is technically on evacuation notice, but they both got home and packed up their cars, and they have their animals ready and all this, and they said that that they're waiting until they're told to go. So the neighborhood next to them is in the trees, and they had to get out. But Donna and Mike's neighborhood, I mean, they have sporadic trees, but they're more like in a meadow kind of a thing. And so so the fire is very close to them, but it's not like right on top of their neighborhood. So they probably, more than likely, will have to go at some point. So we have 2 guest bedrooms at our house, so their daughter and them and their dogs and their cats will come over. And I'm just going to the store to pick up a few things so I can make dinner for all of us tonight. And yeah, I mean, it would be great if they just said, you know, danger's over, but it is such a windy day. They're calling this a red flag warning, and that means, you know, like a flag blowing in the wind. And so yeah, so they even our Alexa device told us yesterday that today was going to be a red flag alert day. And so yeah, we have like I don't know what the winds are today. Probably gusts up to like 70 miles an hour, but we have it's just constantly blowing. It's blowing really hard today. So even Chad didn't want to be outside because it was so windy. So that's just terrible for this fire. But more than likely we're going to have guests, and we're just going to be prepared and have everything ready so we can fix some dinner and at least give them a nice relaxing place to be while they are unrelaxed worrying about their house. Hey you guys, so Donna and Mike's house as of today is fine. They stayed at our house last night, but then went home this morning, and provided that the wind doesn't change directions, they will probably be fine. Some other friends of ours from church, though, were not as fortunate. They loaded up with their car with stuff and just kind of thought that they were going to be coming back to their house. And 4 hours after they left and went over to my mom's house to stay, a friend called and said that their house was completely engulfed in flames, and none of the other houses around were burned down. It was almost like an updraft or some kind of something. Didn't even burn the trees on their property, just burned their house to the ground, like there's 2 walls standing. So I was just over at my mom's house where they are, and John and I put together a couple bags of clothes. Thankfully, we're all kind of the same size, and so even shoes. And so we did that, and I've got some friends who are scrounging together some clothes and things for them, and they're just in shock. You know, they've lost everything. Heirlooms. She had a brother who died, and she had some special stuff from him, and yeah, I feel like I'm in shock, and so I can't even imagine how they feel. So they're handling it amazingly well, but they are definitely in shock. So they're hoping to be able to get back to their house, or where their house was, to begin the process of like going through the rubble, and that's one thing I said to them, is I said, you know what, I'm just going to be hoping that there's like one or maybe more than one, like some special thing that didn't get burned, you know, that you find. And yeah, so they're just waiting, because now they're only, like, if you head out on that road that goes out to that part of town, at a certain point you have to show your driver's license to show that you live there. And if your neighborhood is on evacuation, then they won't let you pass. If your neighborhood has not been put on, you know, like actual evacuate notice, then like my friends, their neighborhood was on set, so ready, set, go. So they're still on set, and they've never been given the go notice, and so they're able to go back and forth. But yeah, anyway, I'm just kind of rambling, but I just can't even imagine what it would be like to lose everything in one shot. So yeah, so they're going to be staying at my mom's house for a bit. I don't imagine it'll be too much longer, although my mom, is fine with opening her home for however long they need. But they found out today that their insurance company, their homeowner's insurance company, is going to put them up in one of those hotels, like a Residence Inn kind of a thing that has like a kitchenette and stuff like that. So you could imagine living there for a bit. It probably has like a little living area and a separate bedroom sort of thing. So they're going to be putting them up in that. So I imagine in a few days they'll be going there, and then from there they just have to, I don't know, are they going to live in that hotel for as long as it takes to get another house built? And man, with all this supply chain stuff, my brother in Florida has been waiting for new kitchen cabinets in his house since last September. So I can't even imagine what it would be like to try to build a house right now. Yeah, I don't, so who knows how long they're going to be living downtown at that hotel. But the good news is they had 2 dogs, and their dogs are fine, and they are fine, and their son who was living with them is fine. He took off and went down to Phoenix where his brother lives, and so everyone's life was preserved, and everything else is just stuff, right? But easy for me to say, when it's your own stuff and some of it is irreplaceable. That's tough. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you how windy it is today. This is not even as windy as it was the other day when the fire was so bad. What was that, day before yesterday? The wind calmed down a little bit yesterday. Today I think it's going to be another bad day, but this is not, you can see my hair blowing, and it's not as bad as it was the other day. I don't know if there are more houses that are in the path of the fire, but I know that my friends for the moment are out of danger. The winds are heading in a different direction from their house. Oh, not good. The wind is this is what happens. It lays down overnight and then kind of starts to pick up in the morning and then gets stronger, and it's getting stronger. I just really hope there are no more homes in the path, but I really just hope we don't lose any more forest. So last I heard about the fire, it has burned 24,000 acres, and it is 0% contained. Well, good news. Good news. It is raining. So it looks like it's raining out toward the area of the fire. It actually looks like it's raining all over Flagstaff. It's completely cloud covered, so yay, good news. So before I finish up this vlog, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you're interested in helping out any of the families that were affected by the fire, I put some links in the space below this video. The first one is a news report by Fox Weather where they interviewed my mom's friend Jeannie, and they show pictures of the destruction of her house. And then I've also put a link for a GoFundMe page that some friends of theirs set up for them. They're feeling really awkward about accepting help from people, but I just said to them, listen, if it's more than what you need, then give it to another family that isn't getting help from people. So if you would like to make a donation to their GoFundMe page, that is linked below. And if you do, let me know. Either just comment below that you did or send me an email, because I would love to let Jeannie and Mike know that, and this is not my friends Donna and Mike, their house did not burn. But the people we know from church, Jeannie is a really good friend of my mom's, they lost their entire house, 2 walls standing. So if you do make a donation, let me know, because I would personally like to tell Jeannie that you made a donation to help. It's they're just so overwhelmed by what happened and overwhelmed by the support they're receiving. So that is in the space below. And then if you feel like you want to donate to more families, I don't know personally about people's GoFundMe pages, but I know the names of 6 families whose houses burned to the ground. And so, because I think, there's always people who take advantage of situations like this, the scammers who come in and fake that they're part of this thing to get money. And so if you're going to make donations, just make sure that, where you're donating is legitimate. And I can share with you, I have friends who know people whose houses burned to the ground, so I can at least give you the names of those families, and then you can look them up and see if they have GoFundMe pages or places where you can make donations to help. So if you would like to help, that information is in the space below, and definitely check out that news interview with Jeannie, because I don't know how she was so eloquent and composed in speaking about this. I mean, when they interviewed her house had just burned down the day before. So anyway, but take a look at that. So the fire is getting under control. I don't know if there are more houses in the path of the fire. I think it has passed where people were living. It did burn down a national monument. Well, it's Sunset Crater. It can't burn down Sunset Crater. That's made from a volcano. But it burned down the visitor center and all of that. But I'm going to show you lots of people have been taking pictures of, what's been going on out there. So the last few seconds of this video will show you some of the sad pictures from the fire. So thanks for your help, you guys. Thanks for watching.